16th branch of MegaMart and MacroMart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. MegaMart and MacroMart, your favorite shopping destination.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
A creatively talented craftsman who's passionate about sharpening his skill of making magic with paper. Who fancy complexity, an IT professional, a sportsman. Atamjeet Singh Bawa. Popular in Bahrain as a paper model guru, Mr. Singh enjoys creating highly detailed 3D models of machines using only paper and glue. Driven by curiosity and fascinated by complexity, the man who identifies himself with #with_airplane on his glasses has an eye for detail. Gifted with the patience of a sniper and precision of a wordsmith, Mr. Singh follows the 6 P's in life: passion, practice, patience, persistence, precision, and perfection. He believes in giving back to the world by mentoring students in the skill that he is gifted with. Mr. Singh's ikigai, or purpose of life, is his love for his hobby and passion, Passion and comfort zone can never go hand in hand, says the man who believes in dreaming big. A speaker at the TEDx home Top Gear, fondly nicknamed Papersmith. An exhibitor at the Auto Expo, titled Atamjeet by India's Taj Group of Hotels. The man believes his art is like meditation. Born in Amritsar, Punjab, Mr. Singh is a B.Tech in textile chemistry and since 2007 has been working with IT industry. Prior to his current employment with STC in Bahrain since 2018, he has worked in 6 different countries. He is married to Neha Malhotra and the couple has a 7-year-old daughter Zaira, a student at the New Millennium School, Bahrain. A national level table tennis player, state level roller skating and district level gymnast, Mr. Singh is a coach of water sports team Black Dragons. Joining us this evening on Success Statements, a show which features people who make a difference from BMC Global Life, it is Bahrain's paper model guru Atamjeet Singh Bawa. Born to be a pilot, destined to be a table tennis player, happened to be a textile chemist, could have been a guitarist, but became a software professional. Tonight with me on Success Statements from BMC Global Live, it is a man who knits models with paper and glue, Atamjeet Singh Bawa. Good evening, Mr. Singh. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Raji.
Thank you very much for joining us. And indeed, it's amazing. It's amazing because the kind of hobby that you have, the engagement with that hobby of yours, going through your Instagram profile, amazing is the word.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you gave me that list of things that you wanted to be or you hoped you aspired, but then the paper modeling is something, people do that, but then the kind of job that you have done is amazing.
Thank you so much.
So take us through this journey of yours, this beautiful hobby of yours. Okay. Let me start with this question. How did you take a liking for this, or when did you really pick up this art?
So this goes way back when I was, I think, 3 or 4 years old. I got in love with aeroplanes. Ever since I remember.
I can see that on your glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
So and your hashtag is also that, right?
Yeah. So I'm the guy with aeroplane on my glasses. So that's a story I will also like to tell.
Yes.
So I got fascinated with anything which can fly, and then eventually I got into machines. So if a JCB is digging road, I would stand there whole day just looking at how the machine works, how the chains. And I used to be a kid at that time. So it just like happened naturally that I fell in love with machines and anything which is complicated and which is detailed from the outside. For that matter, I do not fancy modern jet plane, modern planes like the A320 and those kind of. What I love is tanks. What I love is
the hard stuff,
the bikes, where you can see the machinery from the outside.
Okay.
So that's something which fascinates me ever since I know. And I had a natural inclination towards geometry. Okay. So when I was in, I think, 7th, 8th standard, 9th standard, so I got to know that I might not be good at a lot of things, but I was good in geometry. I would pick it up faster than my class would do. Okay. And I knew that something comes naturally to me. And I used to have a kind of skill to be able to visualize things in 3D.
Okay.
So if you, for example, there's a glass on the table, glass full of water on a table. I would know how it would look like if I saw it from the top, or the side, or the bottom. That's a very simple example of what I used to start thinking like. So I used to start thinking in 3 dimensions.
3D.
Yeah, exactly. So it was fine. I mean, I used to enjoy geometry and mathematics and all those things, and I would hate the other studies like social studies and all those things. then I went into engineering. It was my dad's decision to get into textile chemistry. So I'm a BTech in textile.
Textile chemistry.
Yeah, but the best part about engineering is in the first year of engineering, we are taught all the subjects. It may be how to operate the lathe machine or welding, and there is a subject called engineering drawing, where ED exactly. So it's a subject which most of my class used to hate, and I would be the only one looking forward for that. Yeah, let's do it, because that's exactly the subject where you have to draw something kept on the table, and you draw the front view, side view, top view, bottom view, and all those things. I would love that, and I would help my class, and eventually my teacher would let me teach the class, my own class. And I knew that this is the skill I'm born with somehow. And I was good in geometry. So one fine day, I think it's 2003 or 2004, I don't remember. So I started graduation 2003 in Amritsar, and I decided I'll go to my university's library for the first time ever. I never stepped into my library. I'm not a reader, So I went there. I was overwhelmed with a lot of books, a lot of things, and I found it took me like 30 minutes to find a book on airplanes. Because we don't have any aviation related department in my university. It's Guru Nanak Dev University in Amritsar. So I happened to find a book full of dust. Nobody would have opened it from last 20 years. And I opened it randomly, and I saw a World War II airplanes top view, front view, and bottom view scaled.
Okay.
It's the F4F Grumman Wildcat. So immediately this is what exactly I was looking for. This is an era 2003 when internet was pretty new, We were not, it wouldn't come naturally to go Google something. It wouldn't come, like you would still rely on printed material and finding things like that. So I found a book, and immediately I decided that, okay, I have to make this plane. And that was my intention actually. I went to library to find something like that, which I can use to, scale it up and, make a plane out of. But I didn't decide the material. I mean, when I opened the book, I had no idea that how I'm going to make it. It's thermocol or wood or what. And it was an instant decision that let's use paper.
Okay.
Yeah. So because it's the easiest available material, right? Cheapest material. I can make mistakes, and I don't have to invest in learning something like balsa wood, right? So find paper, and I bought the book home. Started working on it, and I'm kind of person. When I start something, and it's something which I love, I wouldn't sleep. I would not want to sleep. So I started making it. I started, doing my mathematical formulas to scale it up, and how to make a cone out of a two-dimension thing, because I did not know how to use 3D softwares. So it was all using the drafter and all those things. So after a month of hard work and 8 layers of aluminum paint, my first airplane was ready. And I call it an engineered accident.
Okay.
Right.
Interesting.
So so that's what it and everybody was impressed. I mean, fine. I mean, you made an airplane. What a big deal. I mean, even I wanted to make what it looked in the book, but it did not
turn out to be exactly that.
But because I made Indian flags on it and all Indian Air Force thing, it was World War II German plane.
Okay.
Right. So and I used balls to make some parts of it and all those things. But I knew that this is a good start. I knew that this is the start. I shouldn't stop here. And what to do next? Because for everyone it was just a craft. We made like fine, it's okay. It happens. Then I decided that I would use internet. My best friend Harmind, he's my chuddy buddy. 3 years old we are together. So he told, my nickname is Ricky.
Okay.
So Ricky, Google, use internet, see what you can do. I found okay, fine, this is good. I randomly searched artist email IDs. I found around 500 email IDs of all various artists. And then I randomly emailed all of them from a Rediff account that days.
Yeah.
And I showed them a picture with my webcam, a very pixelated picture, that this is what I made.
Okay.
What do you think I should do next? Right?
Interesting.
It was feedback from them. And I got a lot of, this doesn't even look like a plane, don't waste your life and things like that, wasting your time. But then there were a lot of people who really encouraged me that this is you can build more of try making buildings and all those things. But there was one reply which changed my life. That's why I'm sitting here.
Okay.
So I got a reply from a gentleman in Kentucky, USA. His name is Mr. Divine Barnett. So he introduced me to the world of scale paper modeling.
Okay.
I had never heard of that word before. Well, scale paper modeling, what is that? What is the scale in that. Paper modeling, I understand, oh, this scale. So he told me that what you have made is a scale model. You have scaled it down to some certain size and it looks a scale model. And there is a hobby that exists in the world, mostly in western part of the world, Poland, Germany, Japan, no, India, I don't think anybody would have heard of it. So he told me that it's a hobby which is enjoyed by a lot of people, and there is a process to do it, there's a way to do it. And he gave me a starter that Atam, try making this. So he sent me a file, a PDF file. I want to show how it looks like. So it looks like this. Okay, so there are already parts printed on it. The parts are on the PDF file. You have to print it out, cut the parts, join them.
Then assemble it.
Exactly. It's like a giant puzzle. And it's like 30, 40 pages of like this. Okay. So he gave me that and he said that I'm giving you a simpler model. Let's see if you can do it. And like, wow. And my exams were coming. My mom said, get the prints, but keep them under the bed. You are not gonna use them unless you clear all the exams and all, like you're done with the exams. So I waited. I remember that was the longest wait of my life. When will I start cutting them? Because she wouldn't let me. Then I think exams got over and I started making the plane. And I made it. It's a small plane. It's a Bell XP-77. It's a World War II plane, I think, 2 or 1 plane. It's small, very small. 1:72 scale. So 72 times smaller than the original.
The original.
And then I sent him the pictures, Mr. Divine. I said, this is what I made. Like, man, this is really good. I mean, I never expected you will make it. My first model was nowhere to be seen and things like that. I was like, wow. And then he put my plane on his website's front page, 2003. And I was like, I'm on top of the world, man. Website was a big thing that time. Like, it was new. Like, I'm on the website, I'm on the front page of the website, holding my plane. I had to borrow a camera from a friend's brother because I was a college student, right? I wouldn't even have a camera. Let me click a picture, and then I posted like that was the start, and then the journey started from there.
Interesting start. I thought you would be telling me that when I was a child I used to make paper craft, and that's where
I would do that.
But you jumped into straight into all this, yeah. And scale paper modeling, yes, maybe today people, at least some people would know, but at a time when nobody knew, you took it. That shows the passion which you have towards this. And let me jump into your current profession. You're a software professional.
Yes.
Right. Do you try any of these tricks out there? I don't think it gives a scope, right? So don't you miss doing this for a living, or have you ever thought of that?
I think of it every day, to be honest. I mean, I dream of a day when I would have my own setup, mostly to teach this skill to people who don't know, or students. Because, to be honest, Raji, I'm a BTech in textile, and I'm a software professional. And how did that happen? That happened because of these models. I'll tell you a story. 2006, I was in the third year in graduation, so campus placements happened. Till 2006, in the history of our university, from textile, no student was allowed to even sit for IT company interviews. I made them very clear, I want to sit, let me try it. I just knew somehow that, I have some kind of an edge where I can try to prove my worth. And it was Accenture. It was a big brand. And so I remember the interview. He said, you are a BTech in textile. Would you know coding? I said, I don't know coding, but I can write algorithm. You give me a problem, I'll give you a solution. He said, let's not talk about boring stuff. Let's talk about chemistry. I'm an MSc in chemistry. I was like, come on. He's an MSc in chemistry, and he started asking me new reactions, chemical reaction, like what would happen if you mix these two components. And because I studied that in +2, 4 years, right? I mean, because textile chemistry is not really those kind of reactions. It's something else. Like, so all my answers were wrong, to be honest. Right? But the confidence was like, yeah, let's try like this. Okay. So then he said, okay, fine. What else do you want to say? And then I said that I want to show you something. So in my resume, I had 2 printouts of my 2 models which I made. The Bell XP-77, and there was one more model, Corsair, F4U Corsair. So I showed him, and then he said, wow, this is like, you made it. I find. So till 2006, I had my own portfolio on a website called artwanted.com. And so I showed him the website as well, that this is all my stuff. And he read all the comments. Like, then he got impressed. He said, fine, yeah, I mean, you did something extraordinary. So And I was so confident in the interview because I knew I was not going to clear, because I'm textile chemist. How would you land into the software? And when you are not nervous, like
Then
when you're not expecting anything,
it's a different
you don't
kind
get
of
nervous
confidence.
at all. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, man, what is the worst going to happen? He's going to say no to me, right? And next day when they announced my name out of 700 people, 700 students, I was in the top 44. I was in the 44 who got selected. So I was the 44th per name. What they said. They said in the beginning, 44 students, A, B, C. 44th, Atamjeet Singh Bawa. I stood up in the auditorium and started crying.
Okay.
Called my dad. Dad said, Ricky, then what? Nahi hua, agar nahi hua to it's fine. Like, why are you crying? I said, Daddy, I am selected. Like, why are you crying? I was so, because I knew what I got. Accenture is a big name. And I created history for my university to be able to get into IT. And that's how IT happened, because of these beautiful machines.
Okay, I love the way that you linked your hobby to what you are today.
Got linked, yeah.
Yeah, and speaking at the TEDx or mentoring people, the Josh Talks and your auto exhibit and all that, I ask this question because you have that guru in you. Your name also, though Top Gear mentioned you as papersmith, you have coined yourself as a paper guru. So the guru is there. So that instinct of wanting to teach this to the generations or people who have an interest in it, that is it. That's why I asked you, what do you see the prospects of this art? Has it been really explored? Let's talk of Bahrain, for that matter. You've been in different countries, but then in Bahrain, how do you see this art, for that matter? Is it popular? Can its popularity be further enhanced? Do you think there is an interest out there? Have you observed all this? I know you're a person with an eye for detail. So have you watched this?
Yes, Raji, to be honest, right, I have been to 7 countries where I've worked, and I love Bahrain for the kind of peace and calm it gives me. So for an artist it's a dream environment for an artist, any artist. So Bahrain takes its time to recognize something, but then that's the beauty of Bahrain. Like, you have all the time, and to be honest, paper modeling is a subject which is not very popular even in India. The size of country of that size, Bahrain is relatively very small. So of course, and people don't know about this, to be honest. I mean, I don't think I have met anyone in Bahrain so far who would know what paper modeling is. So and it's the good and the sad part, because sad part is because I have to then show the picture. Okay, this is what paper modeling is.
Yeah, because I think people relate to paper art as in that paper craft.
Exactly, yeah.
Isn't it? That's very different from what you are talking of. You're calling it paper modeling.
Correct.
Isn't it?
So then I have to show the picture. Then picture also doesn't help, because picture looks like it's plastic model. No, then I show a video of time-lapse video how I make this, and then it's like, wow, how is it possible? So I've seen that in Bahrain. I have seen people have inclination toward art. There are a lot of art exhibitions. You bought this nice topic. Very recently, I did my first exhibition in Bahrain. It's a group exhibition with IAW, and I was along with all the brilliant artists of Bahrain, and that's the first-hand experience I got, that how much this country loves art. So a lot of footfall, a lot of people asking about how you do this and all this. So I'm sure there is a lot of
potential.
Yeah, exactly, potential in this country to recognize paper modeling as one of the different forms of art, which is unheard of. But I'm here going to make it popular.
That's very positive. That's very positive. Incidentally, whether I ask or not, every guest on this show had spoken about the warmth of this country. Irrespective of what my question is, somehow at some point of the interview, they link it to how welcoming this country is, if he or she is an expat, or otherwise how positive this country and its progress is in case of a citizen. You also did the same, and I echo with you, and let's hope for more contribution from you to make this art popular in this country. And on that note, let's take a short break.
16th branch of MegaMart and MacroMart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. MegaMart and MacroMart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back to Success Statements from BMC Global Live, a show which features people who make a difference. And indeed, with me tonight is a man who made a difference, Atamjeet Singh Bawa. Well, I tagline this show as a show which features people who make a difference. And as I said, you do an amazing job. I cannot stop saying that, and that's why you're here.
Thank you.
You took us through your journey. Let's get into a little bit of the nitty-gritties. Tell us, how do you do it practically? We would also love to see you doing something on the show. But before that, let me ask you, is there a particular kind of paper that you choose for these models, or any random paper? Tell us all those details, please. Yeah.
No, let's start with paper.
Yeah.
So when I made my first plane back in 2003, I used ivory sheet.
Ivory
paper.
Okay, yeah.
So it's around 280 to 300 GSM paper. So GSM stands for gram per square meter. Yeah. So in a square meter, how much grams? So the weight of the paper actually defines the thickness of the paper. So 300 GSM is actually too thick a paper to make a model of this size, for example.
This size?
This size.
The bike size.
The bike, or bigger models, 300 GSM is perfect.
Okay.
But as the model becomes smaller and smaller, folding the parts, curling them, you get cuts in the edges. So then I started using 150 GSM paper, and I think what I find perfect for me is 120 to 200 GSM is perfect for a decent size model, right? And then paper has there's a lot of different kind of paper, right? I mean, I get this asked a lot, are you not doing harm to the environment?
I sort of asking that question at the end, but anyway, you touched it. Yeah.
No, I got I had this in mind that I might be asked this and I might be doing it, but the kind of paper, the amount of paper I use is not a lot that it would really have a significant impact, but it's still, even if it's there, a minuscule impact, it's there. So then I started reading about it, what should I do? I have to use this form of medium, but what are my options? Then I got to know about there is something called FSC approved paper. So it's forest stewardship certified paper. So the wood in the paper is procured from forests that are preserved in an environment friendly way. Nature is thought of, and they don't. If they cut one tree, they plant 10 more, things like that. Okay, so FSC approved paper is a bit expensive paper, but that solves my that dilemma. That okay, I'm not now I'm okay. So paper 200 GSM, 100 GSM. So the paper which I showed here, right? This is 180 GSM, and it's a matte paper.
Okay.
So it's a white paper, and you get printed. Sometimes I use colored paper, which is a dyed paper. Let's say I want to do something solid red or solid black. So I would use a dyed paper.
Okay.
Dyed as in the paper itself, the pulp is black.
Okay.
So if you cut it, the edges will also be black.
Black.
Everything is black, right? So it depends upon what I'm making and doing.
What is the smallest model that you ever made?
I think that's The one on my glasses. Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
the
also
airplane.
paper. This is a F-16 fighter jet of the Bahrain Air Force.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
it's a- I
The
think
one
it's-
which do the magic in the sky during the air shows,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. I don't miss the air
F-16.
shows. Like
Oh,
even,
yeah.
even in Bangalore or maybe Bahrain, I always go. So.
So that's a 3D thing that you have on
Yeah,
your.
it's a three thing. Yeah. So it's actually two parts.
Okay.
So there is a base wing and there is a fuselage. And
Okay.
you just join them together, and that's it.
Okay.
So I keep switching between planes, different colors. Sometimes I try to match them with my clothes as well.
Okay.
Right? Like when I really have a lot of time.
How do you stick this on?
So this is a double-sided tape behind
Okay,
it.
okay.
So it's just a small disc cut out and it's double-sided tape. And
It's very fragile, right?
it is.
Okay, so you have to
but-
handle with care.
Exactly. But now I have gotten used to holding my glasses from here
Okay.
and not here.
Okay.
Right? Because it's natural that whenever you remove your glasses, you will hold it from the edge.
All right.
And I've broken so many planes because of that. But then it comes naturally to me.
How much time does it take for you to make one such model? Of this plane?
Of this plane, right? Because it needs designing as well.
Yeah,
Because I need to
exactly.
scale down it and then.
Because
I
it
need to
looks
cut
like a very easy thing. I know it's not
Yeah.
easy.
It's relatively very easy compared to.
For you.
Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
From a common man's point of view, we do make paper planes, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking you.
Yep.
How much time does it take for you to complete?
If I have to make a new, let's say, a new plane, which I have not made, let's say MiG-27, I have to make,
Okay.
right? From the designing starting to me putting it on my glasses, about 2 hours
Okay.
or maybe 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, because now I'm using softwares to praise them
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
print
okay.
them, cut them, and all those things.
Yeah, technology.
Max
right,
4 hours,
okay.
max like.
Which is the biggest ever model that you've made?
I made. I want to show this tank. So this is a T-90 tank of the Indian Army.
Okay.
T-90 Bhishma tank. There is a story. I would love to say that,
Please,
tell that, but
please.
okay. So I made this model as a collaboration with the Viral Fever in India. It's a big. They are big web content producers. So I was sitting in the studio with my laptop and office laptop. I was working from home, IBM. So my laptop is there, and I'm in the studio with 4 cameras on me. 2 weeks, I made this tank in front of them, and they shot a very beautiful video of it. If you search T-90 paper model, you will find this video, and this video went viral. And then since it was a dedication to the Indian Army, it was 70th Independence Day. We launched this video 70th Independence Day, and it really went viral, and on Facebook especially. And a lot of brigadiers, generals, major generals saw this model. And then I got a random call from one of the brigadiers of the Indian Army, and he said that, young man, why don't you come to our regiment? I can't name that place. I've been told not to. Let's have some lunch or dinner. So I went there, and then they asked me to, be prepared to stay for 2-3 days. So I reached there. I had no idea in my mind. I thought maybe they're going to facilitate me, felicitate me. Felicitate me that I made something for them, and they want to give me some kind of award, something like that. Fine. I had nothing in my mind. So the moment I went to the cantonment, it's a huge cantonment, and they were all expecting me. They knew who I was. It's army. They can't let anyone in, right? So they directly took me not to the mess to have lunch. They took me to a desert area where a lot of tanks were running.
Okay.
The real tanks, T-90 Bhishma. They were doing practices and all. And then I was taken to a tank, which they stopped when we reached there with our gypsy. And he said, the colonel was assigned to me. The colonel said, it's Brigadier Sir's order that you observe this tank, you take your time, you go in, see every button, see on what this tank does, and it's yours. And captain was there. Captain, make sure that he gets what he wants. And I was given that tank. The tank was mine, and it was really, I think, 2 in the afternoon. It was really hot. And tanks doesn't have any air conditioning. But I was at the top of the mountain, when I'm standing on a tank, and the engine was running, you could feel the vibration, I'm standing on a tank. I told you, right, that I'm a person who loves machines.
Yeah.
And I was actually standing on a tank, which is next to impossible for a civilian, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then the captain said, okay, let me show you all the seats. I went into the driver's seat, the commander's seat, the gunner's seat, all the binoculars, the powerful binoculars they have. I could see a person smoking, I think 3 kilometers away, and I could see what brand he's holding. That kind of powerful binoculars. So I had no idea why I was observing the tank, but I knew that I have to observe it nicely, but no pictures allowed.
Okay.
observed. Then I was taken to the mess. I mean, before that I took shower and then went to the mess, and then I met the brigadier. He said, gentlemen, we love the tank you made. It's fine. Can you make one for us? I said, I made one. Let's do that. But I want that in 1:6 scale.
That's much bigger.
Then I was like, this is 1:30 scale.
Okay.
So it's 30 times smaller, 6 times smaller, like it's huge. I said, sir, it must be around 6 feet. He said, yeah, precisely 6.5 feet. Can you make it? I was like, I can, but I've never tried it. No paper model in the world has attempted that kind of a model. I knew that. I was with this fraternity long time. So this is 2016, by the way. Right? So I said to them, yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm an artist, I'm a creator, I will try to figure it out. And then, by God's grace, that project happened. I took 4.5 months, I think 4.5 months, to make that 6.5 feet long T-90 Bhishma tank of the Indian Army in desert color theme. And I think I'm so proud
Definitely,
of that model.
it is indeed.
That's my
Indeed.
masterpiece at the moment.
Where is it now?
It's given to them and it's installed at the one of the headquarters in the army. The moment you enter, the first thing you will see is the tank with all the lights and the glass enclosure, 7.5 feet long glass enclosure. So it's there with all the lights and all, and my signature is there and all those things are there. Like, man, and that happened along with my job, you know, and my 1-year-old little cartoon Zaira, my daughter. So, you know, I can't believe that I could do this project without any team. So that's my biggest model. Sorry, I took my time to answer that.
No, that's indeed, it has in fact given me goosebumps because I can relate to it being an Indian, and it's a proud moment indeed. And this is also very cute, and I saw that video of yours on your page. It's a Bhishma, right?
Yeah, it's a Bhishma, yeah. So,
Anyway,
so
okay.
I made it in a way that, you know, I don't, you know, stick these two parts together so that, you know, I can, you know, do some stop motion animation to, you know, do like this. And so even in that video, I have done that. So, yeah. So I try to experiment with my models and level up every time.
Okay. So do you do only machinery, or have you ever experimented into something more aesthetic? Not that machines are not aesthetic, but you know, something more delicate, more finer, artistic, anything like that?
I've done that. So I thought that I would never do it because I love machines. But then paper modeling itself is so interesting. I was given this opportunity by Ran Utsav. There is a Run of Kutch. There is a festival every year.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a very big festival, you know, very amazing quantity and quality. So they asked me, can you make camels for us?
Okay.
Organic structure. Then paper modeling, anything is possible. I can make a human figure. I can make anything in the world which you can see and observe.
Let me cut you there.
Yes.
Can you make something for us now?
I
simple. I'm sure you've come prepared.
Yes. Okay.
While talking, can we
I
see
will do that.
Yeah?
So, okay.
Yeah.
And okay, I'll keep it here. So I'll make a very small part, which is actually of this tank.
Okay.
So I'll show you which part it is. So if you see the inside, this part,
All right.
where the main barrel gun goes in. So this is the part I'm making, but this is scaled up 3 times. So this tank is going to be this big.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to make that, and we can continue our talk. And I would also like to show all the tools which I have, which I will use right now. So this is my cutting mat, and I'll keep it here so that, you know, the camera doesn't have to struggle.
Yeah.
Okay. So I use my Desi Favicol.
Okay.
Right. And they also felicitated me with a huge hamper. They sent me like out of blue. So they sent me a lot of things, Favicol. I use my water bottle in my office is also Favicol.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
I hope they would not hire you as a brand ambassador.
I hope they do actually. So yeah. So a little glue, and actually before the glue, what the process is. So I have cut this part out of the sheet. So this is the part.
Okay.
So I cut it before I come here, so that I don't have to show the cutting thing, and then I have added scoring lines to it. So if you see the edges where the paper has to fold, I have added a cut with a very light hand, so it doesn't go all the way through.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just folds at a straight line.
Yeah.
So straight line folds. What the white parts are the glue flaps. This is where the glue will be applied, and this all will be hidden.
Okay.
So it will all go inside.
Inside,
So I will try to, first of all fold all the parts which have to be folded. Done. This is done. Okay, and then the next step is, if I just start making it, eventually what will happen is you will see white edges. So I make sure I color them. So each edge is colored of each part of those 1,000 parts. So for that I use
I think
my
there's glue on
sketch.
the.
Oops. Thank you. So I told you I get too excited when it comes to things which I love. So I just apply colors. I try to match the colors. Sometimes I get the sketch pen, sometimes I don't, but I always try. But whenever it's a commissioned project, I make sure that it's done in a very, very proper way. So I'm just coloring the edges.
So when you say commission projects, do you take up projects?
That Indian Army project was a commission project.
No, even otherwise, do common people get to you? Okay.
I have a clientele. I have a lot of clients in UK. Indian Army is my biggest client. Because they ask for a lot of these tanks.
Okay.
Because it's a very good gift to give when you leave the regiment. So and it stays forever. You put it in a good glass box and it's a paper model. So difficult thing to get. So yeah, I do a lot of commission projects. Yes. And then that camel Run of Kutch project was also a commission project.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just coloring the edges. I chose this part which will take me hardly 3 or 4 more minutes to finish, so that we can get back to the topic. Okay, so I've colored the edges, I guess. Yeah, this is left. Done. Now it's a time to glue the parts together. So, okay, you can see my hands shaking. So toothpick, toothpick, and a little glue which I have on my
on your
blazer now. Okay, so a little drop of glue, and that's it. That's all I need at this moment to join the parts. So what I'll do is I'll apply the glue on the glue flaps. Two glue flaps, and 2 here, and I will start joining the parts. So as I said, the glue flaps will go in, so you won't see the glue flaps once it's all joined together. And this is where the main barrel will go out of. So let me apply more glue on these flaps. And so this process has to be repeated like hundreds of times for each of the parts. I will show you the model which I am making. It's in progress from last 2 years. It's the Batmobile, the Batman movies vehicle.
Right.
And it has a lot of detailing in the outside. And that's why I chose that model. It's a very difficult model to make, but that is going to be my masterpiece, even better than the T90 tank which I gave to the army. Just I hope it ever sees the finish, the end of it. Because it's so complicated. Sometimes I feel like, why did I choose this object? Okay, so I've just applied glue, and I'll just fold these parts, and this part will be done. Like here. The trick to make a beautiful looking paper model is the cutting should be precise. The cutting has to be precise. If there is even a 1 millimeter gap between the cuts, you will see that eventually in the model. And it won't look nice. And I am a person, I would either do it properly or not
do it.
So, I don't need that. Fell down. And we are almost done. Yep. And since glue takes sometimes some little time to dry, so what I use masking tape to hold the things together. So that's why I've bought my masking tape with me. So it can be easily peeled off. So once the glue is done its job. So these are actually my helping hands.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will just use a bit of masking tape and stick it together here wherever the join was, like here, and
Oh, it's just for the
Ta-da.
drying
yeah, yeah. So
time.
once it's dried, I will just peel it off.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't, harm the paper and
Okay.
the print. So that's it. This part is ready. So that's
Okay.
one simple example of how you make models,
Mhm.
and then it's a lot of parts, hours and weeks and months and sometimes years to make one model.
Okay, yeah, interesting. So the plane that I see on your glass, is it colored paper as such?
It's a color paper, yeah. So
Okay.
as I said, it's dyed paper.
Dyed
So
papers.
even the edges are red. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So tell us about your master project
Oh,
which
yes.
you're working on.
So-
I think it's work in progress, right?
It is work in progress since almost 2 years. So this is Batmobile, and all of the parts which whatever you see, even the small black rivets, is all paper. Each and every part is hand picked, or sometimes picked with the help of a needle or a toothpick
okay.
to put it there. Because sometimes you can't even hold them. And with a lot of experience, I've observed is that it's difficult to carry the models, right? The bigger they are, it's very difficult. And this bike has traveled with me in 7 different countries, and it's always in my handbag, which is also a paper bag, which I would like to show. So this is if you ever see any gentleman in the
With this
airport
bag.
running this bag, it's me. Okay. So what I realized is that I should make models which can be assembled and disassembled. So now I started making models which I can take apart some parts and then join them wherever I want.
Okay, and even that is paper, right?
Everything is paper.
This one?
Yes, if you want to feel it, yes.
Okay.
Everything, even this rod where the tire went in, it's all paper. Yes. The same paper. It's exactly the same paper. And this is the engine. So, and what I've done is I've added a magnet inside, and the next part will be also a magnet. So I
Okay.
can easily disassemble them, take it anywhere, and then assemble it. So that problem is solved like that.
Okay.
And I experimented that with run of Kutch guys. When I made the camel, it's difficult to get the camel to some location, right? So I made that with parts. So and gave them a task to assemble it when it reaches there. I was not there, but they assembled it themselves. So
Right.
it was also a fun activity for them to assemble those camels. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, for taking us through this process. I was just thinking of the magnitude of effort that goes into this tank. If that piece took that much of time, though you very easily, with the nimble fingers, you did that, like as though you were working on a knitting thing. Thank you for taking us through. That is Atamjeet Singh Bawa with us, the paper model guru, on success statements from BMC Global Live. Let's take a short break.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
Welcome back to Success Statements from BMC Global Live, and with me tonight is the paper model guru, Atamjeet Singh Bawa. What do I do to get a plane like that on your glasses, Mr. Singh?
Okay.
Will you make one for me? And how much do I have to pay? Or will you teach me to do it? How can I learn? You know all those questions,
Yes,
right?
yes,
All
yes,
packed
yes.
in one box. Tell us, like, how can we reach out to you if people want to get
Yeah.
things done
Yeah.
from you? Of course, this is a good gift item. You spoke about commission projects. If anyone wants to get something done
Yep.
in Bahrain or outside, how can they reach you? And tell me, how can I make one for myself?
Sure. So I'll tell you a story again. I'm a person of stories, right?
Sure, I love stories.
How
too.
did this happen? Why do I have a plane on my glasses? Because my first paper model was an airplane. Very simple answer. But why do I wear it, and when did I get this idea, right? So I'll come to the question, but there has to be a story on that.
Yes, please.
So 2017, I was doing my business, sitting on toilet seat, and I was thinking, Atam, every artist has a physical identity. Mostly I've seen, like, you can recognize an artist from in a crowd. They have some kind of physical appearance that aura which attracts you that this person is an artist. Mostly they have different kind of hairstyle, or their beard is longer, or they are wearing a kurta or something like that. So I think
They have a signature of their own.
exactly, right. So that's their identity. So I was thinking, what is my identity? Like, how would a random person know that I'm an artist or I'm affiliated to paper modeling? That is a very difficult question to solve, but at least an artist. And that turned into random brainstorming within my mind, and like, okay, let's make a plane. Let's make a plane. And first thought was, let me grow my beard.
Okay.
Then I was like, no, my about 2 years old, no, she was 2 years old. 2 years old cartoon is going to disown me, and my wife is going to say no. So no, that never happened. And then it was a sudden idea that let's make a plane, just like that library event. Like, it was sudden that let's make a plane, and it was again a sudden blink of an idea. Like, okay, let me put a plane on my glasses. What could go wrong? And that's it. And then I started working on that, and I made the first plane was even smaller than this. It was Sukhoi. It was a LCA Tejas, light combat aircraft Tejas of the Indian Air Force, which India is very proud of right now, and I'm super proud of that plane. So I started wearing that, and I went to office. It was a colorful blue and pink kind of a plane. The rudders were pink, and the fuselage, the wings were blue. And like, people are looking at me like this. I said like this. There's something on the glasses. Okay, no, it's plain. Okay, why are you wearing a Christmas tree on your glasses? Okay, it's a plane. So I started getting those questions. So, and it was easy for me to get annoyed with those questions, but somehow I'm the kind of person I am. I started loving it. Man, this is such a good icebreaker. Like, now I have to reply to that person, then I can tell him or her my story.
Yeah.
So I was like, then this idea is brilliant. And believe me, Raji, this little plane has helped me to get in touch with so many people in the last 5 years of wearing it. I'd never step out of home without an aeroplane. Even if it's raining,
How
I will
many
go
of
like
this you have?
I've made more than 2,000 planes of like this.
Okay.
I'll come to your question now. So I used to wait for somebody to ask me, what is this? And I would just give them a small matchbox with a plane inside it, and it's yours. Since you asked me, it's yours. It's a souvenir. And I did that, and after a lot of experimentation, I got to know that when people try to put in the glasses, it doesn't last for more than 5 days, because it will break, or it will get wet, or people forget about it and keep it somewhere in the almirah. So I wanted to solve that problem. Like, how do I make sure that if I give something to somebody, even if they put in the glasses, they remember me for life? It stays with them. How to solve that problem? Again, my chuddy buddy Harmind, he gave, like, we brainstormed and he said idea, Ricky, matchbox is a paper. So you're a paper artist, so that narrative is set. You don't have to tell that why you're using such a cheap looking box. So that matchbox is paper, fine. Ricky, make a paper hanger. Plane, aeroplane, and the hanger.
Yeah, the hanger, yeah.
And that clicked, this is a brilliant idea. And what I have done, this is the first time I'm showing this to any of my audience.
Okay, thank you. We are honored.
This is the end product of 2 months of experimentation. So it's a small matchbox with a small runway on it, right? It's a DIY art souvenir.
Okay,
Now I will not make the plane for you. You'll make it yourself
interesting.
with a video on how to make it. You scan this and you'll see a like 30 seconds video. It's not ready yet. The video is not ready yet, but the box is ready. And you'll make it, and this becomes a fridge magnet. There is a magnet on it. You put the plane here. You put the hanger here, and then you put it on the fridge. And there are more planes in it. If you want to put one of them on your glasses, go ahead.
What's inside that?
I'll
Can we
show.
see that?
So this kit will come with a glue bottle, small glue bottle, the same glue which I use, Fevicol.
Fevicol.
Yeah. This is a plane which I've already made because I wanted to show. So so pretend it's not made. I just made it here.
Okay.
And this is a piece of paper which will turn into a hanger, and it will also give you an experience of how paper modeling is done because it has glue flaps. So how it done is, so you just curl it up like this, twist it like this, and put it. Oh, it's okay. Put it on this like this, so it becomes a hanger, and then a plane lands on the runway like this. It sticks here.
Okay.
And then you put it on the fridge as a fridge magnet, and it will last forever.
Okay. Can I feel it?
Yes.
Just to see how flimsy it is, you know.
Good.
Oops. Oh, there is a magnet here.
No,
as well.
this is a double-sided tape.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so it will stick on the thing, but and this will have to be glued. So the video will tell how to glue this. So this solves a lot of problems and a lot of things which I wanted to do. I wanted people to experience paper modeling, and this is how they can do it, and they can get it from me.
Okay. How much do you charge this?
I haven't actually thought of a price, to be honest.
Okay.
But it will be a paid thing.
Yeah.
Because it is a kind of fridge magnet and it's an art souvenir. But I don't know. I haven't thought of it yet.
Talking of souvenirs, have you ever thought of making anything for Bahrain or something specific that could be? And also, like occasions, we do have months marking breast cancer awareness. You see those tiny little giveaways and things like that. Have you ever experimented or thought about, are these in your thoughts or just planes have you?
First question, have I made anything for Bahrain? Yes. In the recent exhibition which I did, I made a Bahrain flag with these F-16, red F-16 planes on the Bahrain flag, which makes the flag actually, red and white. So these F-16 planes were made for that exhibition and now I'm wearing that. So that's a souvenir which I made for Bahrain. And apart from that, I've made a Formula 1 car, which is, Bahrain is known for Formula 1 for a person like me who wouldn't have heard of Bahrain so much. So Formula 1 car, I should have bought it here. It's a white colored car.
Okay.
I made white because I wanted to get the signatures of all the drivers. And so it becomes an art piece. But I never got a chance because then pandemic happened. But I'm looking forward for this event to go there and do that.
No, but I'm asking about the smaller souvenirs. Anything other than the plane? So even if you come out with this, you're only planning on planes because it's coming with a hanger.
No, so again, another idea from my brilliant artist friend Harman. Ricky, once this is made, you can convert it into a football stadium and put football here. There are so many things I can do with it. So I just have to change the appearance of it. It's still a paper model, and it's still an art souvenir, and it's still a fridge magnet. So there are n number of things. I just started with it, and this is the first time my audience is looking at it. They don't know what I'm doing. So
and very interesting.
And for the awareness things, yes, I do have ambitions to do something about the causes. Which I would love to brainstorm with a person like you maybe, because I need some advices like what can I do, right? So which I can mass produce as well, right? That's also one challenge.
Yeah, because there are many such occasions and instances, and every month we mark creating awareness for some cause or the other, and in a world that we live in with so many uncertainties around, especially after the pandemic, we learned lessons, isn't it? So a person like you, when you say that you're committed to the environmental aspects, thanks for addressing that question, which I had kept it to the end to trick you down. But then you are very wise in that. Tell us about your beautiful family, please. Though you referred to the cartoonist a couple of times. Yeah.
So I am lucky that I married my best friend, Neha. So we studied together from class 6th till 10th. But she didn't know me. I knew her because she was a class topper, and I was the table tennis player. So she probably doesn't even remember me from the school because we were in the same class but different sections. So, but then 2010 Facebook happened. 2009-10 Facebook happened. Orkut was gone and Facebook happened. So we started connecting all the old friends and all. So we started chatting and all. I used to exaggerate, I have so many girlfriends. This and that. So like we used to be like, so she was my best friend. She is still my best friend, and I told everything about my life to her, and she told everything about her. And then we connected so well that we thought like, why to marry some stranger? Like, let's get married. And then it happened that our fathers were good friends. We didn't know. They were in the same Bank of India. My dad is retired DGM, Bank of India. So her father was also in Bank of India. So so we got married, and then Zaira came in 2016. She's turning 7 very soon in March 18th. So excited about her birthday.
Okay, great. Happy birthday, little Zaira, from all of us at BMC. And is there any project other than your ongoing? Is there any dream project that you have in mind which you want to do?
I have 2 dream projects. First dream project, which is actually on its way. I'm already talking to an artist we'll collaborate to do this. So I'm going to make a Rolls-Royce Phantom, 6.5 feet long model, ultra detailed, which will be hanging on a wall.
Okay.
And that will be my centerpiece of my solo exhibition, which I'm also planning. That's going to happen for sure. Another dream model is I want to make a diorama of Mr. Ratan Tata.
Okay.
Right, when he flew an F-16, I think 10-15 years back, he flew an F-16. And I still remember that smile he gave from the cockpit. Like, I saw the videos. I want to give that diorama to him with him sitting in the plane, all made out of paper. That's my dream project. I just hope that happens.
All the very best. We wish you all luck in your future projects, and let's make this world beautiful with your more creativity with paper. Can I have your wrapping comments, please?
Sure, Raji. Thank you so much. I'm glad that this happened. I want to use this platform to give a very important message to the youth. We should not be wasting our time. I realized it 15 years of wasting my time, that I could have done so much about this paper modeling, which I started after 10 years of doing this. And I regret, that's the only regret I have, that I wasted a lot of time. And time is such an important, precious, we don't know next moment is there or not. And then the most important thing is to find your passion as well. A lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of people in my job, they struggle to find what their passion is. So people sometimes get misled into thinking that their work is their passion, which sometimes is, but most of the time it is not. Work is boring sometimes, most of the time. So finding your passion and then making sure that you have a hobby, you do something after office or after your school, after your college, and you have your own identity, only for you, not to prove anything to the world, but what makes you happy. Take time out and stop wasting time. It's very precious. That's my...
Thank you very much for that fun-filled, info-filled, that workshop. Before I close, can we see your toolkit also? I think I see some things which I think the audience should also get to see.
Sure. So this is my, the most important tool.
The one which used to cut the...
Exactly. So this is an X-Acto knife, kind of a scalpel. So I used to, when I started, I procured a scalpel from the medical shop. They wouldn't give me, then I had a medical friend, he got it for me. And then, then I got into this. Masking tape, we saw that.
Fevicol again.
Mostly. This is a tool which helps me cut round paper. So it has a blade and it's like a compass. So I can put in and twist it like this. I'm sure a lot of things are going to fall down. So a scissor, sometimes I use it. This is another blade which actually I can wear in my finger. So sometimes I have to do the curls and curves, right? So the blade moves with my finger. So it's a very nice tool to have. It's very helpful. And then a lot of tweezers, because I need them to reach the places where I can't go. Right? For smaller models. Even these planes, they are made using these tweezers. And these wooden dowels are very important. This is kind of an innovation, like you can say, I made my own tool. So I use them to curl paper, to make them. So for example, I bought this with me to show it actually. So if this is the cylinder of the tank, which is in the back of the tank, the same cylinder. So if I have to curl it, so I will just use this tool to just twist it so that I don't get the edges. I don't get those bad looking edges here. Sorry, I've spoiled it nicely because I'm doing it too fast. But this tool helps me to curl.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
paper,
I
right?
get.
So this is the dowel, and then I have these tools procured from Michaels in US. So this is a embossing tool. Basically, when I have to make rivets in the plane, so I emboss them from the other side.
Okay.
It looks like it's protruding out.
Okay.
So all those small things. Some are handmade tools, some are procured. Yeah. So mostly these are the things, and then the toothpick.
Yeah.
Can't do without it. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh. Thank you for explaining, and once again, wish you all the very best from Team BMC.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Thank you.
That was Bahrain's very own paper sculptor on his very first live interview in the country. We are indeed honored. Atamjeet Singh Bawa with us on success statements from BMC Global Live. Until we meet next week with yet another guest, this is Raji Unnikrishnan signing off. Good night.
The 16th branch of MegaMart and MacroMart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. MegaMart and MacroMart, your favorite shopping destination.
Thank you for joining us. In return, a small token of appreciation from Team BMC. I call upon the Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Francis, to hand in there.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Hope you enjoyed.
Oh.